he not die? Holy fuck.
No, bro. I'm not playing League of Legends.
Why?
Look what I... Oh
Did you
my
roll
God.
something?
I re-rolled Surfer Singed and 2 other skins, and I got Surfer Singed.
Let's go. But this is a permanent. This isn't a shard.
But it would have cost. It would have only costed me like nothing. Like, oh my
You spent 3
God.
skin shard just to get the same one but permanent.
Let's go. Riot said, nah, you're getting this skin.
No, now you gotta play Singed Kyle. With the Surfer skin. To sign. Is Singed good?
Yes.
No.
Debatable.
I got 3 different answers. But
Anybody's
yes, no,
good
and
in the
maybe.
right comp. It all depends.
Singed is just not good.
Let's go to our friends over at u.gg to get the
Put him
scoop.
in a bunch of right-click heroes. He's good. Put him against a
What?
bunch. If you put him against a bunch of right-click heroes, he has really high armor. Just build him armor, and you don't die.
They build Kraken Slayer. He dies.
I mean, I
Wait.
suppose, but you're a CC tank.
Okay, so the
No,
thing
you're not.
about Singed is that he has a very good win rate, but he's only played by players who like pretty much only play Singed.
Okay.
Because
So,
he's a
kinda
cheese
just
champion.
depends.
No, he's a cheese champion. You fucking, what's it called? Proxy the waves, and you play against people who don't understand what's happening because nobody plays Singed, and you win off of cheese alone.
So he's like one of those champions that people just don't know how to play against. And the people
Yes.
that do like out basically play. So then how is he like a higher elo so people know how he works?
It depends. If you have a good Singed player, he just dominates. There's Grandmaster Singed players that do well.
I thought we just said that his win rate depends on people not knowing how he works.
These types of games highly depend on your team versus their team, and if your team has a fucking brain cell. Like, honestly, if you go into this game with a bunch of CC, you're going to beat a bunch of right-click champions. That's just how the game works. If you go into a game with CC with a bunch of mages, the mages should beat you, assuming the
That's like the
mages have a
opposite.
fucking brain cell.
That's a massive oversimplification.
Well, yeah, obviously, there's many other different factors, but the game is it's a very fluid game. It depends on a lot of different variables.
So if we look at the platinum win rate of Singed, it's 49. We go Diamond, 48. We go to Masters, it's 47. Go to Grandmasters, it's 45. Challenger, 41. Singed is a cheese champion who, once you're versing people who know how to counter you and just will like either ignore you or be able to pick you out super easily and then move on with their day, then he becomes not good.
I mean, that could be argued with anybody. Like you play
No.
against enough
No,
veins, you can
Sam.
just kind of figure out where they're gonna dive.
But then
No.
they know as well. You're playing as
No,
people.
the whole thing is Singed is a cheese method. Vayne is an ADC. You play her like an ADC.
Singed is a
Sin-
CC tank.
Singed has
magic.
a flip. Singed
Yeah,
has a
that's
flip. One
CC.
CC.
No,
one
he has
CC,
his
one
goo,
single
too.
target. That's just slow, but Sam,
still
he is
CC.
a niche cheese champion with his own play. No other character plays like Singed. You literally flip somebody and
know.
then run away from them. Like,
I know. You're a distraction. You run in, you run around, throw poison everywhere. You get fucking scepter if you want more CC. You throw your goo and you throw people behind you. It's just
yes,
you
but
run
we're
around
arguing
and
if
be
he
a
is
cock.
good. We are talking about if he is good, and any team that is like semi-coordinated, aka anything above like gold, he is bad because he
Well, I
just
mean,
gets.
it depends on their team comp. Again, it all runs down to that. Like I said, it's a fluid game. He's not good. He's not bad. It depends.
He's bad.
On a lot of variables.
If you pick the worst champions against Singed, then he's good. But that, like you said, that's like it's such an, and like I'm saying, it's such a niche thing where Singed is good that he's
Well, that's
bad.
what I'm saying. That's literally what I just said. It depends on what you're playing against.
But
as
we're
of all
talking about
things in this
overall,
game.
is the champion good? And no, he is not good because he requires such a niche to be able to play, to be good against, that he is not good.
Well, yeah.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Sam, you've been arguing against that the entire time.
No,
Yes.
I'm not. I'm saying he's good depending.
No.
Depending on. Yeah, yes, he is. Depending on the comp you go into, he could be trash. He could be good.
Even if you, so here, if you pick the worst 5 characters against Singe, Singe counters all of them. There's a champion that could do whatever Singe is doing better. That's the whole point.
Okay, but
Singe
it's
is
still
not good.
Singed is still in a good position. He can still do his job effectively. So he's good in that against that comp. It's still an option.
But he's still a bad character.
It depends on the comp you're fighting against.
No, he's a bad character.
That's like saying Zoe's a bad character, but you
She's
put her
not.
against.
She's
But
literally
you
was
put her
play-
against her a dive champion, and she's fucking abysmal.
That's completely opposite because Zoe is such a good champion.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
She can be
See,
countered.
the
Singe is a
thing
bad champion where there's like 1 or 2 matchups where he can do good.
But that's what I'm saying. She's bad whenever you go
She's
against a dive
not.
comp.
Not
She just
necessarily.
dies. You go against her. You play Zoe with Zed and Master Yi. There's no playing the game. You just do not play the game. Or a Pike. If you have Pike support with Master Yi and fuck, if you have triple
Literally-
dive, you're just die.
Damwon literally just played Zoe against like Azir Xinjiao, and the Zoe was fine, and those are like
Against one dive person. If the entire comp is
Well-
based around dive, you lose. As Zoe. Zoe just cannot play the game. You are reliant on other characters to win the game for you. Like I said, it depends. Each champion is strong and each champion is not strong. It all depends on what team comp you're going against.
But Singe is just not strong always.
He has a less strength variable, yes, because there's a
So
lot
he's
of
bad.
He's not bad though.
Yes, he is. That is considered bad. Being worse than every other top laner in the game in 99% of scenarios means he's a bad character.
It means he's not good in that matchup.
In 99% of matchups, that would make him a bad character.
Would have had our asses handed to us.
Singed bad champion, by the way.
Yeah, fucking. Oh my god. And that matchup, yeah, you fucking had the worst time ever. You went- Oh my god, he's laughing at me. That entire team countered him.
Not really. I mean,
They're all
He-
ranged. They're all ranged mages.
you
Excluding Ezreal.
said Singe fucks up mages and is
No,
bad
I
against
said he would win against. He would win right click champions. He wins against physical right clicks. That's what he's strong against.
Sam, just shut your mouth, please.
He is. Look at our Earth game. All right, they were literally all right click
Sam?
melee champions.
Sam.
All right.
I can't have that conversation anymore. Yeah, you're in it, okay?
All right, I see how it is.
Look,
Doesn't even matter that it was Earth last game. You literally dumpstered the entire melee
okay.
in
Thank
pool.
you so
Look,
much for the follow, Sublime.
I agree with you
I
that
appreciate it.
Singed is good against
Matchups.
immobile melee champions. That fact does not mean that he is a good champion overall. End of discussion. No more. We're done.
Point. Case.
Both you, Sam, and you, Kyle, please shut the fuck up about Singed from now on. Thank you.
My point still stands. He's good in different
No,
scenarios.
wait, shut the fuck, Sam. Shut the fuck up, Sam.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? He's good in certain
I'm gonna
scenarios.
drive into your
Oh.
house and I'm gonna commit a crime. This
Sam,
isn't about League of Legends anymore.
Samuel, what,
I'm gonna be a martyr for
Samuel, what Corey just said is what I've been saying this whole time. He is good against, yes, people who are immobile and
That's all I
melee.
said. That is all I said.
But that doesn't make him a good champion.
That's all I said. You're arguing that's
Sam,
not what I said, but that's
Sam,
literally all I said.
Fuck up, I'm leaving right now.
Is he a good champion, Sam?
Against certain matchups.
Just say no.
Overall, his
Just say
win
no
rate
and we can be
against
done.
different champions is
night.
not good.
Good night.
Like I told you. It depends on his matchup, as does all champions.
No.
Yeah, what do you mean no?
Samuel, the point is take Set for example. Set is a good ass character because even if he's in a bad matchup, he can then go into any team fight, any split fight, he can do anything and do it well. Since he's only good
What
in
counters
niche
him? If he
matchups-
goes against all true damage, he gets fucked.
Not really. He can still fucking flash somebody, ult the ADC and kill them. Like
So
there's the
Singed
true
can do
damage.
that too, just it
No.
costs more to do it.
No, Singed can't
He
just do that.
throws behind goos. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
That's one
but-
form of CC. That's literally, or if you put them in the same exact scenario, in their
Nope.
worst possible matchups, they can do one thing: CC somebody and then die.
But no, but Set. Here's the thing: Set fucking flashes E's, stuns 2 people, then takes one into the air, slams him to the ground, takes damage, then he does a fucking shit ton of true damage and gets a giant shield.
In
Like,
that
it's
sense,
so much
yes,
more.
you could argue that he is higher tier than Singed. It doesn't make him a worse champion than
Yes, it
Singed,
does.
depending on matchup. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Set is 100%
Literally,
a better champion.
you're agreeing with me and then not agreeing with me.
No, I'm not.
All right, I'm done talking about this shitty game. Literally,
Singed
it's stupid.
is one of the worst top laners in the game.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's a shitty top lane. He can still work in certain scenarios.
I never said he couldn't work. That just
Sam,
means
are
it
you
doesn't
saying
make
that
him a
he's
good,
a-
it
Sam,
doesn't make
Sam,
him a good character.
The fact that he loses in a lot of matchups makes it so that he's not a good character.
Okay,
Versus
but
other
if-
characters that win.
Okay, but I can
Other
argue that
characters-
if you bring an S tier character into a bad matchup and they lose, you can blame it on that S tier because it's
majority
fucking
of
abysmal to go
matchups-
into that lane.
If
like
you
I
have
said,
a good
all I
character,
said-
that means he
You
wins the
guys are
majority of
literally
matchups.
missing what I said. I literally said any champion can be viable depending on matchup. That's what I said.
And
He
we have
can be
never.
good.
We have
I
never
literally
disagreed
said
on that.
he can be good if he's in this matchup. I
But
didn't say he
overall-
was a good champion. I
Samuel,
said he can
overall-
be good.
Samuel, overall, do you think that
Overall,
Singed
there's
is a
a
bad
tier
character?
list for a reason. There's other champions that are obviously going to outperform him, but if you put it into a scenario, it's fluid. If you put him into a scenario where
But
he
Singed is
strives
not
over
as
the
fluid
better
as
tier
a lot
character,
of the roster.
but if you
which
put him
makes
in
him
a
worse.
matchup against a better tier character and he is in his zone,
Oh my god, Samuel, the whole point is what we're trying to talk about this entire fucking time is not singular matchups. You're saying fluidity. You keep saying fucking fluidity and team comp. Meanwhile, we're saying that Singed is bad because he's only good in very few niche matchups and against very few
I'm not
niche team
agreeing.
comp.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
That's the whole point. We're arguing against you then. That's the
But
whole
that-
point.
If
that
a
doesn't make
character,
sense.
no, he has so many
Overall,
counters.
It means there are other better champions than him.
The
Is
whole
he
point is
absolute garbage? No, he's
we
not
never said
terrible.
he was absolute garbage. We're just
We
saying he's
literally
bad.
did.
No, as a joke, Sam. Yeah, Sam.
my
the whole
God.
point is he's bad because he has very, very, very few good matchups where he does well and is better than other champions. Even less.
His scope
situation
is small,
better.
and that's literally what I said.
That makes him a bad champion.
That
'cause he
makes
has
him a
small
bad
scope.
champion.
A lot of
It,
other
it
top.
means
No,
he's
a
not
lot of
high on the tier list.
lot of
but
other
like I said,
champions
like
are
I
better
said again,
picks.
if he goes up against a matchup where a higher tier champion and is bad against that matchup, and then Singed is good against that matchup, I'm going to pick Singed.
Samuel.
Does that make sense? That is literally what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
no
will
shit.
pick
Of
the
course
better
you're gonna
champion
pick the, if
for
you're
that
counter.
team.
Yeah, Samuel. But the whole point
Yes,
is
that's what I'm saying.
you're not even listening to us. That's what we're saying.
Oh my god. If-
Obviously, if you're picking fucking a character, so you're playing Jax and you're playing against Alawi, they pick Alawi, you were gonna pick Jax. You're not gonna pick Jax because Alawi is a hard counter to Jax, and Singed would do better against Alawi because Alawi has no mobility as a melee champion, which you recovered is one of his things. But again, very few people pick Alawi. So like, the whole thing is you're talking about fluidity and everything's about matchup. The whole point is we're saying he is a bad character because he has very few good matchups where he would do better than almost every other top laner in the game.
I wouldn't call him a bad character, though.
That's a bad
where
character
we disagree.
with
Thank
a
you for the
constant
hydrate
negative win rate.
Thank you for the hydrate check, Corey. I need some water after listening to this. Holy fuck.
To frickin' Grandmaster and
They're
Predator.
because their macro's better. They're better at the game, and
They're better at the game. So you can
No,
take a dog shit champion and still make them
we
good.
never said you could do that. There's fucking Teemo Jungle who gets to Grandmaster, Sam. That doesn't mean Teemo Jungle is good.
Like I said, it doesn't matter as long as you play against a decent matchup. I wouldn't call him a bad champion. I would call him a champion that doesn't have a lot of matchups to go up against.
That
He
makes him
does
bad!
well, depending. That's what that. We're disagreeing on terminology. I wouldn't call him a bad character. You would call him a bad character. That's our difference. That's what I've been trying to tell you. That is the only difference between your mouth and my mouth. You would call him a bad character. I would call him a situational character. I wouldn't call him bad because he's still viable in certain scenarios. He's still part of a toolkit.
In every situation, maybe besides like in 99% of situations where Singe would be considered viable, a lot of the roster could just do what he's doing better.
And what if they get banned? Then you could play Singe and it would still work. Well, that's what I'm saying.
There's
It's
so
the
many
fact
more
that he
reasons
is
to pick
still
other
viable.
There are reasons to pick him over pick other champions over him, even in
And that's
situations where he has
our
a viable
whole argument
matchup.
of he is bad because there's always a better pick than Singed.
I don't think so. It depends. It very much depends. This whole game is team comp versus team comp.
Yes,
Not
and the
one
whole
team
point is-
comp is gonna win.
Yes, but there are also characters that are bad.
I would say, like I said, I would say that there are better situational roles for other things against other things. It very much depends. You have how many fucking characters in this game? Not one of them is going to be the best against literally everything. It's not how this game works.
It's like, why pick Singed when you can play like a different character? That's the.
Okay, give me another character.
I don't know.
Malphite, Set.
Malphite. All right, we'll work with Malphite. What does Malphite do? He has CC and he can
CCs.
fucking jump in and ult. Okay.
I'm doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage.
Congratulations.
Can
But
ult
what
5 people and then slow and then lower their attack speed while also being a tank. Whereas Singe, you're not actually supposed to build Singe tank. I don't know. Like that's the whole point. Is you're supposed to build Singe as an AP.
But that's the
juggernaut,
thing. That's where we also disagree. It doesn't matter that you're not supposed to. The fact of the matter is that you can and it works.
But you now nobody all these grandmaster Singe players do not build him pure tank.
There was some
they build
grandmasters that
Rylai's.
build tank.
Corey, that emote really describes how I'm feeling right now. This is the content.
They do.
An AP juggernaut.
It doesn't matter. They build an HP item, and then all the rest of their stuff is magic resist and armor. That is called tank. Juggernaut is when you do big damage. And the only reason they built the AP item is for more CC. And they built Rylai's Scepter. That's the only AP item that they build. He can be a big CC tank, he can be a big AP damage bruiser, and he can just be an AP damage. Like, you can build many champions many different ways.
Why did Jin first buy boots? Huh?
That's what Jins do.
I thought, doesn't he buy? Okay.
If they want more sustain, they buy boots and then they get 4 pop.
Boot stars normal on Jin. Oh, okay, never mind.
The gods fear Thresh and kneel to ash. They will soon bow to me.
Helps in dodge abilities. Okay.
like I said, Kyle, I see this point. You've told me 3 times in a row.
Does he? That makes sense. Yeah, his game doesn't. He scales late game, doesn't he?
It makes him a lower tier champion. He can still be good, specifically in specific matchups. He's not very broad. If that's what you call bad, then that's not what I call bad.
Well, that's what the majority of the community would call bad.
Sam, what do
Well,
you consider
that's not
bad?
what I call bad, though.
What do you consider bad, Sam?
Bad is if they have fucking obviously lower fucking stat rates and like lower armor and lower fucking just base stat value. If their base stat value is abysmal, then they are a bad character. And there are some characters that have that.
Like who? Who would you consider a bad character?
I swear to God, you say something like LeBlanc ADC.
No, I was gonna say in Dota it'd be Io.
Okay,
Io's
we don't
abysmal.
talk about Dota.
It doesn't matter.
We don't know anything
character
about it. We can't-
every character in I'm saying every character in League is relatively balanced as far as their stat pool goes. Their base stats are relatively similar at level 1 to level 18.
I don't think base stats should be is at all.
They are
a
very
determination.
big difference though. That's
No.
yes. If you're both if little stats in the beginning like that can make a huge difference late game.
But-
And people don't understand that.
No, Samuel, that's not what makes a champion good or bad, though. That's because every single champion, like you said, they have their stat-based stats that are relatively equally tuned. I don't think any character is considered bad or like lower on the
Exactly.
tier list based
But
off their
the fact of the
stats.
matter is that you can use every single champion depending on variables. Sure, you can use more than others, which is why you have the meta, quote unquote. But but the problem is if you keep playing the meta, people just know it's not an interesting game to watch. It's not an interesting game to play. It's boring. It's literally, oh, he's going to go here, there. He's going to go do this. The only time I enjoy watching this game pro is if somebody brings a random pick somewhere else. Like, it's that's why I like watching Dota more than League, because they make it work. And it works. Like, anything can work as long as it's against the right people and you build the right set. It's all dependent. You just have to be smart enough to do it.
Yes.
I flashed right into Jin. Oops.
That's why we're saying Singe isn't a good character, because he has a niche cheese playstyle that is very selective.
That's fine, but I wouldn't classify him as a bad character, like I said.
I not even bad, just not good. Not good. Is not good in the majority of team comps. When you see a Singe on your team, you're not like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so excited. He's gonna help carry the game.
I would look at the other team, and if he's against some fucking dumbass champions on the enemy, I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of a shitty pick, bro.
It's more so, why would you play Singed when you could have just done X, because X
Maybe
versus this person
maybe
is
somebody
better.
likes playing Singed. Why do you play Lux? Why do you
Because Lux is a
play
really good champion.
Willem? Why do you play other characters that you play? The fact of the matter is some people might like playing that champion. That's why they play the champion. That's the only reason I play Urgot and fucking Pike.
But that's just fucking. I can't think of the term, but that's just like not part of the argument. That's like, we're talking about personal preference. Yeah, some retard's gonna love.
And that's
fucking
why
running
they would
and-
play Singed. You asked why would somebody play Singed? That
We're
might be a
talking
reason
about,
why they
like,
play Singed.
Gameplay, trying to win the game wise.
Okay, somebody would pick Singed if they think that he goes good against that team. That is why somebody would pick Singed. Like I've been saying for the 7th time, like if they think that it is a good pick against the team, and it has proven a good pick against the that particular comp in the past, that would be a good pick. Are there better picks? Yes. Would there be worse picks? Yes. But it's a good pick, nonetheless.
Emptiness brings
I think we should just all agree to disagree and then move on with our lives.
Well, that's what I literally just said. I literally said you're calling him a bad champion, and I disagree with you. I think he's very situational. That doesn't make him bad, in my opinion.
Sam, just shut, please.
The Dark Star grows. Its strength is
Let's talk about something else.
Let's just all watch the video Corey said. And,
I don't know what video Corey sent. I'm not looking at the chat right now.
Clown to clown communication.
I think that tracks.
space shimmers.
League of Legends is a bad game, so.
Oh god.
It is a bad game.
Now,
had
why
the-
would you classify it as bad, Samuel?
Because the fucking game is abysmal. They release characters that are broken and then have to nerf the fuck out of them because their base stats are too high.
Well, there's a reason for that, and that's what every game does. Every time something releases, they make the numbers higher than they might think it should be, so people use it and play it, so that they can get more feedback and like stats on it.
But then why would you allow it in ranked? That's
Because
the
they're
problem
retarded.
I have with it.
They're retarded. It used to be you couldn't
Exactly.
play. No, Sam. It used to be you couldn't play a character that just came out for 2 weeks in ranked.
I know, and that's why I used to like League because of that reason. But they did away with that because they're fucking annoying. They're stupid. That's when I used to play Gangplank top, when you could actually, when he had a very high play pool against other champions. Because they didn't just release broken ass fucking top laners that you could instantly play ranked with. Now I don't play Gangplank anymore just because he gets underclassed.
Well,
The only time I do is if I play against like some fucking shitty ranged top or
Gangplank
fucking.
is really good if you, but it has like an insanely high skill ceiling.
I mean, yeah, but he gets outclassed by other top laners nowadays. It's annoying. His pull pick queue is very low, like Singed. That's why you don't see him very much anymore. He used to. Did you know he used to have a 59% pick rate like 3 years ago? That was fucking insane.
There is only the nothing.
I still remember the meta to build you would do too. You would go crit plank. You would build Trinity Force with frickin' the Gauntlet. And you would go either Grasp or... No, some people went Aftershock, but I thought they were fucking weird. But... Because you don't do any CC. It's like, why? Or no, not Aftershock. What is it? No, it wasn't Aftershock. It was Grasp and something else, but people would build that with Trinity Force and just go crit plank. And your barrels would just fucking demolish people. Because they used to ignore armor entirely. That was insane.
And expands, populated by the winds of God.
Zed, Doran Shield.
Oh, do you want to play on PvE? The funny items are back.
The fun items are back.
I'll play tomorrow.
God doesn't play League anymore.
They have alternate spellbook.
Oh god, no, I'm really tired.
They have unopened spellbook back on PvE.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I can't take any more League of Legends.
Perfection of creation. I must return the canvas to its pristine state.
And they have the funny new rune.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, the pike, the good pike rune.
With their
Let's go.
Riot Games says we hate kleptomancy, let's take it out. Riot Games 2 years later.
Let's put it back in under a different name.
I don't think I ever got to use Kleptomancy.
Oh, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played League like right before it got removed, I think.
It was so fun.
Oh, that's what they used to run. They used to run Klepto Plank. That
Yes,
was
sir.
that was fun.
Oh yeah, it was the funnest. It definitely wasn't toxic for the game at all.
Parlay activate. Let's go.
Oh, Gangplank wasn't even the worst user.
No.
was
Honestly, out of everybody, I think
Ezreal.
Ezreal was the most stupid
No,
with it.
it wasn't even Ezreal. It was the fact that you could run supports top lane. They wouldn't even take CS. They would just buy Spell Thieves, and they would prop Klepto. And by doing that, they would get enough gold to keep up farm with a top laner who was fully CSing.
Oh, that's where Soraka top came from, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was
Yes.
relatively recent too.
I mean, yeah. But
That like had another spurt again after they changed the way Spell Thieves works, because it was still so broken that they could just generate enough gold. So then they had to put the CS cap on it.
well, we just fucking lost bottom to a double kill. Good job. What? 2 minutes and 30 seconds into a game. Nice.